I want to start by getting you to talk about whether you think, in light of the concern that there could be a law and order problem, in light of the concern that there are elections in Haryana and that Sikh bodies have taken a very strong position, that if the film were to be released now, passions could get surcharged, there could be trouble out on the streets, and therefore the CBFC in its wisdom has decided it's better to push the film back. Do you think that's the right call, or do you think it's a completely wrong call that with whatever cuts are required, the film should be given a censor certificate and allowed to release?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. The easiest excuse that has been used since independence for censoring and banning films and books is that potentially it's going to create a law and order situation. That's the easiest rationalization with every political party. And look, there are three issues here, and I want to delve in each one of them because all of them are important. Number one, because you asked, Rahul, on censorship. As a free speech absolutist, my stand is well known. I am against any kind of censorship. The job of the CBFC is to give certification to films based on their content, A, U, or U/A, not to demand cuts or censor. To censor any film, book, play, show is a disgrace. Now, two, why do I say this? Rahul, because censoring or curbing freedom of expression is always a subjective decision. Always. Look, we are a deeply polarized society. This isn't objectionable per se, because polarization means you have a clash of ideas, that there is competition among them, and so it mirrors Darwinian evolution. Science, religion, capitalism, communism, right wing, left wing, Modi, Rahul. There's nothing wrong in professing diametrically opposite likes and dislikes and views, even if you hold entrenched views. But the problem comes when one party, one ideology, one dogma, one film board, one system controls the discourse or weighs in on it. That's when you stop being objective and start to editorialize and play God. Because selecting what to flag, what not to is a subjective decision, much like taking offense or an abuse or appreciating or condemning an idea. What is offensive to you might not be offensive to me. Who is to decide what will cause offense, what will offend religious sensibilities, what is pornographic? Let me give you one example very quickly. Say there's a film, Rahul, made tomorrow that simply has a man reciting verses. These verses are, polytheists, i.e. Hindus, are the worst of creatures, 98.6. Do not marry polytheist women unless they convert to 221. Do not take disbelievers as friends unless they convert, and kill them if they refuse, 489. Now these are verbatim quotes, no interpretations or contextual. So tell me, should the CBFT decide all this talk of killing and enslaving those who don't convert to Islam is hateful and censor this film? This country will blow up if that happens. And finally, just a minute, because this is important. The Congress is, honestly, they've got some gal condemning censorship. They have censored dozens, perhaps hundreds of films. I recently mentioned a few, Andhi and Kissa Kursi Ka, but because they retort very quickly that those are historical bans, let me today only list the bans and censorships done by the Congress in the last 15 years, when it was in power at the center and in the states. Congress demanded, Rahul, cuts of all intimate scenes between Nehru and Edwina, played by Hugh Grant and Kate Blanchett, in the film Indian Summer. The film got shelved. Congress banned the film No Fire Zone. It filed a police complaint against Netflix for referring to Rajiv Gandhi as FATTU. Film GANDU was banned. Inshallah Football was banned. Banned Amol Palekar's Thang. Banned Sakharam Bhinder. Demanded a ban on Padmavati. Denied certificate to Papilo Buddha. Banned Nakilo Innocence of Muslims. Demanded a ban on Dam Maro Dam. Nishabd. Kya super cool hai hum. Banned Sikh Sacred Wound of Christ. Da Vinci Code was banned. Demanded cuts in Rajniti. Arakshan was banned. Amu was banned. Tango Charlie was banned. Demanded a ban on Namo Sune Gamo. Arjun Reddy demanded a ban on the song Bharat Mata from Shanghai. Demanded a ban on Rang De Basanti, passed only after minister said yes. Demanded a ban on film Hindu Sarkar. Banned Adhan Had. Demanded a ban on Hey Ram Nathuram. Kaum De Hire 1984 genocide was banned. Sata Haq was banned. Hawaii on 1984 genocide was banned. All this in the last 15 years. And they are the ones crying hoarse now.
Sanjay Jha, many Congress state governments have come out and said they will not let emergency release in their states. Now, given the position that had been taken by many in the Congress ecosystem around IC 814 just a couple of days ago, where they were arguing that, what's wrong with showing those two terrorists as Bola and Shankar, that's the reality. Now, I haven't seen Emergency, none of us have, we've only seen the trailer, but a lot of this is based on what happened and Kangana's interpretation of it. Why should it not be allowed to release? If you don't want to watch it, that's fine, we respect that. Those who want to go and watch it should be allowed to do so. Then why seek this ban?
Absolutely, Rahul. I completely agree with you. I feel that when we do bans, we basically underestimate the wisdom or the maturity of the people of our country. I think we insult the collective intelligence and the conscience of the people of India. I think they are smart enough, by the way, to distinguish or demarcate between the wheat and the chaff. Let me give you a couple of examples. I had your previous gentleman, Dr. Ranganathan, spent a lot of time on this standard rhetoric in breathless energy, but he forgot to tell the viewers the truth that all of us should confront. Number one, the actor in this film happens to be an elected member of parliament from the ruling party, and the entity which is being blamed for not giving the clearance for release happens to be the censor board appointed by the government, right? Where they normally have hardly any neutral people, but people who are very pro, shall we say, the government in terms of ideological thinking. So if anybody has a problem on free speech, ask Mr. Modi. If the actor concerned has a problem with the film not being released, go to your own government, go to your own political party. Congress is, I think, totally incidental in this entire conversation, Rahul, for the simple reason that the people who are really protesting, and I haven't seen the film, frankly, I haven't even seen the trailer, but I can tell you this for a fact, that they are saying that our sentiments have been hurt, and everyone in a democracy has a absolute legitimate right to protest. But we have seen this happening from the right wing repeatedly on everything under the sun. So here is my point. I respect the people of India. I believe that the film Emergency, good, bad, whatever it is, should be released. And I'll give you two examples why I feel the people of India are far more intelligent than we give them credit for. There are two actors who have been very pro the establishment. And I have read reports that their last 15 to 20 films haven't even survived 3 days at the box office. It tells you that people are, you can fool some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
Okay.
And I am absolutely in agreement with Dr. Ranganathan on one aspect. There should be free speech, of course, as long as there's no distortion of truth and an attempt to polarize society by disinformation or deliberate misleading.